Hello, I'm the Guitar Geek, and apparently in last week's video I wasn't wearing enough protection equipment, so here I am. No, that's not going to work. I can't see, I can't hear anything either, not that that's important, but welcome to On The Bench. I'm back with the Les Paul Studio. It's here. Hang on, I can't see you. There you are. You're looking good. It is the same as it was in the last video. I've done nothing. So in episode 2, which was last week, I took off the paint, as you can see on the back here and on the sides. What's left to do in this episode is tidy that up a little bit and take the paint off the neck and the back and sides of the headstock. So it's a little similar to last week, but thank you for your recommendations and your comments regarding methods of doing how I do what I do. Some people have suggested that I use acetone, and they saw it on the bench and said, "Hey Andy, why didn't you do that? And you could have saved yourself hours of time." The reason I'm doing it this way, zoom, is because with the first Les Paul, I did just a blade, just a Stanley blade, and just scraping it. And with this one, I'm doing heat and a scraper. And if there ever happens to be a next one, I hope not, or kind of, I'd be up for that, I would use the acetone. And then we can talk about the best or quickest method. It doesn't actually get that hot, and the fire that you saw in the previous video, and if you didn't see the fire, then it looked like this. Yeah, that fire. It's the actual paint. It's the nitro paint. When it curls up and becomes very thin, it's that starts to smoke. So the guitar itself was not on fire and not that hot. It was warm to the touch. Today, I've got to be careful because this neck, there's obviously gluing this neck to the body, and I was very careful with this area last time. I'm going to get on with it and stop talking. So without further ado, here we go. I forgot to say, don't try this at home. Don't do this. Carry on. The neck paint is considerably thinner than the body paint, which makes sense. So this should be a lot quicker. Also, if you are doing this, which you shouldn't, then be aware that any technique you've learned on the body will be different to on the neck. Just a little pointer there. So just to reiterate, the paint is seriously thin on this part of the neck, just here. When you get closer to the heel, it will get thicker. Which that happened with the first Les Paul. It's happening again now. It's already thicker here, and all I'm doing is heating it up and then just lightly doing that. So there's no pressure at all with this, and by moving around into different areas and different angles, I'm not creating any gouges. Lovely piece of wood there. I'm really just showing it the heat. I'm really not in any way heating the neck up. And as you can see how hot it is, I can touch it. I'm even using this, and it's not melting the gloves. So this is by nowhere near hot. Just having to clamp the guitar down. If you can see this, hold on. Whoa. So there's my clampy there. I'm going to have to find a little piece of something. Let's use this. This is an offcut from my Honey Boy amplifier. So Andy from Honey Boy Amps, if you're watching this, thanks for the offcut. It's now part of this Les Paul. And I'm not going to clamp this tight, just to make sure that it behaves. There we go. Back in. The clamp's come off. I just broke my clamp. A Les Paul is stronger than an Austrian metal clamp. Damn. Clamp number 2. There's some gaffer tape under the head there, just to give it some support. Don't want to be breaking that neck, do we? I've made it down to the ebony, just here. Can I get even closer? No, that's my maximum zoom. There's still some lacquer on the ebony, and yes, this is ebony. The 90s studios, or at least the ones I've seen anyway, had ebony boards, which is one of the things that makes them so attractive to me. I'm going to continue. Okay, that's my keeping the Les Paul upright device. 2 bits of wood. I don't know, let's see what happens. My device is not working. It's now clamped a little bit. Should work. Fire! Just had a real nasty chill in the back of my neck. Like I'm not alone. Remember, a clean bench is a happy bench. A lot of the neck is now exposed, and you can see that gorgeous mahogany all over there. It's beautiful looking. I mean, you can see the different color as well from the body to the neck. If I'm looking over there, that's my monitor, by the way. I can see what's on this camera over there. That's weird. Yeah, I love bare necks on guitars. I think it's beautiful to look at. It's beautiful to touch, and I think it's my favorite. So lacquering something up for me is something that I dislike, and if something's really super shiny, don't like that. I like a satin finish or a naked and oiled finish, which we're going to be getting on this one. I'm really excited, and I'm getting to the next stage, and very soon that headstock is going to get totally nude. It's very satisfying. Oh, big bit. Okay, here it comes, headstock. It's all right, it's just the paint. I almost finished the headstock now on the back, still got the sides to do, but you can now see most of the serial number and the made in USA. This is the part where I've got to be really careful, because I don't want to take that plate off here. I don't want to affect it in any way, but I do want to take the sides away. So really just going to be showing it the heat here. That's hot. For this one I need to use the Stanley blade, because I want to be really flat to that surface and not at an angle, and that's taken a bit of a beating now. So if I can use this and just warm it up. Yeah. There we go, it's coming off nicely. Good job, Andy, good job. Other side, let's give a bit of a clean up. Rubs, oh no, on fire. That's both sides done, and I just need to get the top done now. Can you see, where is it? There. Just need to get this part done now, and then the headstock is done and done. All right. The headstock is pretty much done. It's still a mess, much like the rest of the body, and now's the time to clean it up. Hold on. I just want to show you that my latex gloves are intact. There are no burn holes or anything like that. Also, this paper is pretty much intact, which is why I use paper. There's a bit of a burn there, but that's actually the paint that's locked onto the paper. So don't worry, the guitar did not get that hot, and it's all ready. That's cool, and that's warmish. Put it this way, if someone gave me that temperature of a cup of tea, I'd send it back. Okay, I said I wasn't going to use chemicals, but I've changed my mind because that's my prerogative. I'm going to put a bit of acetone on... No, I'm not, I can't get it open. God damn. Ugh. I'm going to put a bit of acetone on the body and see what happens. Okay, it takes the paint off is what happens. Going to change it in some slightly more protective gloves. I can already give you one advantage of acetone over the heat gun, and that is that this stuff smells amazing. By the way, if you're watching this thinking, what the hell am I watching this guy doing this on this guitar? I'm stood in my garage on a Saturday night talking to myself. That is looking pretty good so far. I'm glad I went for the acetone at this stage. I'm glad I went for the heat gun in the first stage because this is a bit taxing on my little arms. So I got the feeling that I made the right choice by doing heat gun, then acetone. How's your day been, by the way? Sitting here watching this, all about me and this guitar. How are you? Really? Well, that was always bound to happen, wasn't it? Something going on with the strap button here. I don't know if you can see that. Hang on. I don't know what that's all about. There's some kind of raw plug in there, like, you know, the ones you find in walls where people hang up a heavy mirror, for example. It's actually not a bad idea. It seems silly, like putting one of those plugs in a guitar, but it should work. That's about as clean as I'm going to go on the body. It sounded a bit like Christopher. No, accent's gone over the place now. That's as far as I'm going to go with the body. I'm just going to tidy up the neck and the back of the headstock. The rest of this, I mean, I've got chips and dents in there. Can you see that? That's quite a bad one. Not a lot I can do about that. I can't go back in time, but I am going to just do the neck now. It is so tempting to also take that off because I want to see that maple cap. But I'm not going to. That's not what Matt wants, so that's not what Andy's going to do. It's done apart from these tricky areas inside here. Where's the zoom there? So can you see here? So basically where the neck meets the top, I have to get some tape on that and scrape that out. And then obviously the other side is the same. There's more this side because there's more body. Where is it? There. For this one I have to be exact, so I'm using an X-Acto blade. There it is. That's that side done, looking a lot cleaner. Let's flip that on the front there. And the piece that everyone's going to probably forget is this piece here. Where is it? Can I show you? There. There. So I'm going to get in there and get that lacquer off. That ebony there is just, it's gorgeous. So dark, so uniform. It's like, it's almost oily. I'm going to use the same knife to just go around a few edges that I didn't want to get too tight in with the acetone. I'm now going to run the blade across this area so I can get rid of any paint that's on that face of the maple binding, of the maple top. That's it for this episode of On the Bench with the Les Paul Studio for Matt Quine from the Fret Talk podcast. It almost looks the same from this angle, but if I flip it over, look at that. It's not finished yet, it needs sanding, it needs cleaning up, but my word, that is going to look amazing. On the next episode, coming next week, or it's already there because this is the future and this is YouTube and it's available all the time, faux binding, cleaning up that top because it's dirty. I can't get it perfect, but without a respray, but I can polish that up and make a better job than it already is. Sanding, big shout out to Budget Pedal Chap for that one. And I think oiling as well, maybe a start on the oiling. So yeah, by the end of the episode next time, this is going to look absolutely gorgeous. And I think it's part of the way there already. Thank you so much for watching. I am having a lot of fun doing this On the Bench series and the Les Paul is really coming together nicely. I'm really enjoying reading your comments on the videos before I record the next one. So it's kind of interactive. It feels like we're working as a team. Well done for making it to the end. Because you made it to the end, leave me the comment, hey, where's the sanding? To let me know that you made it this far. Again, see you next week. Bye.